Hello y'all, this is RJ here in Valor Memorial Park here in Healing Springs, North Carolina, near Denton and Lexington, North Carolina. This is a memorial park honoring all veterans, dedicated to saving history and educating our visitors about the sacrifices of our nation's heroes. This park is just a few years old. The impetus of this particular park was largely due to this memorial you see right here in front. This is the memorial that was located there in Lexington, North Carolina. It had been there for well over a century. It was dedicated to the locals who answered the call of the county to serve and protect and defend their homes, their families, and homeland in the Confederacy. This was relocated here a few years ago. This was the very first memorial that was placed here. Subsequently, more recently, these two memorials have been added, and it's expected there will be several others too, primarily from the state of North Carolina. This one off to the right was dedicated there in Pittsboro, North Carolina, and the one on the left was Winston Salem, North Carolina. There's also memorials over here. Include veteran bricks and donor bricks for ancestors and family members and veterans who served in every war. So you'll see bricks over there for Korea and Vietnam, World War I, World War II, war between the states, and more. This park originally started with just begun with just these 2 acres that you see right here. But thankfully there was an acquisition, a procurement, and there was another over 10 acres that were procured just over here beyond these trees, beyond the stream, that little valley down below. There's long-term plans to have a museum. It's likely there will be more memorials at some points as well. We're going to have a bridge at some point that connects the two. It takes a lot of money and effort and time, so I encourage everybody to help support and donate if they can. This is a non-profit, a 501c non-profit. In fact, right here you see what they hand out when you come through the gate. Valor Memorial Park, Denton, North Carolina. Stand fast your heritage, valormemorialpark.com. The park is open sun up to sundown daily. We welcome volunteers and donations. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. You can see Facebook and some other information here as well. When this park was dedicated, thankfully, folks came out to dedicate their time and their talents and their money to making this possible. Helping with the concrete work here, free of charge. Building the stone walls and the platforms and the bases, and helping with the brickwork and the fences and the park benches and the displays. It's come a long ways in a short time, but plans for making it much more better for many generations to come. That's the goal. So let's do a quick walkthrough around here and share this memorial park with you. This is the first memorial that was placed here. It needed a home. The county board of supervisors, many of them were transients, not from the area. They came and decided to selfishly and cruelly remove this war memorial. Many of those Confederate soldiers are buried in unmarked graves at unknown locations, and for many this is the only memorial marker they have. It says here in the front, erected by the Robert E. Lee chapter at the United Daughters of the Confederacy, back on September 14th, 1905. Davidson County Confederate Memorial, rededicated September 18th, 2021. Robert E. Lee Chapter 324, United Daughters of Confederacy, honoring our Confederate dead. Nice little iron cross right here. R.E. Lee Chapter. I really like how there's little historical markers, little historical signs that tell the background. You can learn a little bit about this, the history of this memorial, and how it got here. Once again, the Davidson County Confederate Monument. You can read this right here. It was originally in the center of the Lexington Square roadway. And ultimately removed and brought here. Dedicated to the Cross Brothers. Cross Brothers are buried nearby, just on the other side of this fence. The cemetery is just on the other side of this fence here. The grave sites of the Cross Brothers, other Confederate veterans. I saw all three of these monuments in their original location over 5 years ago. Just broke my heart when these actually were removed. It was actually only broke my heart, but I was just disgusted. As were most of the people in the county. Overwhelmingly, people wanted to keep it there. It was removed against the will of the majority. But the small minority loudmouths have so much hate in their hearts, force its removal. I'll make a transition over to the other memorial that's right here, the second one that was placed here. It was so beautiful. I remember seeing it there in front of the Chatham County courthouse building, which is now a historical museum. And incredibly, this historic monument, the most historic memorial in the entire county, was removed in front of a history museum. It defies all common sense. This speaks about Chatham County Confederate Monument. It's a photo right here. I remember it used to be right there. This is dedicated back in 1907. The monument was removed in 2019 and brought here. Just recently placed not too long ago. Here's part of the dedication ceremony. Thank you to everybody who made this possible. All the good folks here. They're part of the Valor Memorial team. It says here in the front, to the Confederate soldiers of Chatham County. So impressive. What a huge loss from Chatham County. Lose all respect for that county when they actually remove war memorials for those who fought in America's largest, deadliest war. Where across the South there are typically about 3 times more locals who died in the Confederacy than every other war combined. It says Chatham County Confederate Memorial, erected by members of Valor Memorial Park, February 16, 2024. Rededicated May 11, 2024. Lest we forget. make a transition over here to the latest one placed here, but almost certainly not the last. This was the memorial. I remember seeing it there in Winston Salem, North Carolina. Just reading this in part. Sleeping but glorious, dead in fame's portal, dead but victorious, dead but immortal. They gave us great glory. What more could they give? They left us a story to live. Our Confederate dead. In camp on fame's eternal camping grounds. And once again, another historical marker. You can read about this. Monument was dedicated back in 1905. The soldiers in the monument are made of granite. It was removed back in 2019 and put up here just last year, June 2024. This is a new addition. I remember where it used to be. I remember seeing it just like this, right here by the county courthouse grounds. It's the latest, newest addition. They haven't had a chance to create a base, well, create some stone work and make a nice platform around it yet. But it just takes time. It takes money. So that's why I encourage everybody to do what they can to help support, donate, volunteer in some way. Because this is such a unique and special place. There's no other place like this. Got these 3 beautiful Confederate war memorials right in a row. So impressive. Nice little park. They're going to turn this into this is a very family-friendly place. They have picnics and potlucks and socials here, ceremonies. One of the other new additions is this memorial wall right here for the veterans and names of the veterans I mentioned earlier. This is a fairly new addition as well. POW MIA, never forgotten. Of course, the bricks will be added along the backside. We've already completed the bricks right here. And as mentioned earlier, you see the soldiers' names, them represented, those who served in everywhere from Korea to Stonewall Jackson's Corps, Vietnam, World War II, Gulf War, World War I, and so forth. And on this side, all the bricks have been filled in. Once again, this is Valor Memorial Park. We honor all veterans. Thank you to those who donated this property. Thank you so much. Thank you for those who maintain it, preserve it, come through and help keep it up. There's a gentleman who just stopped by with a weed trimmer and was coming through here and trimming this up. I thanked him for doing so. Now going back here near the entry, as you can see here, there's socials every 3rd Saturday of each month. There's other socials on top of that, so I encourage you to Go online, take a look at that. Come out here if you have a chance. Valor Memorial Park. Welcome to Valor Memorial Park. This park is maintained by volunteers and donations. Your donations will keep the ground maintained and the expenses paid. This park belongs to the people and members of the non-profit Commemorating Honor Incorporated. Here's the website. As you enter here, there's a place that you can donate. Helps pay the expenses. And here's the information card I just picked up. A bit information on the dinner. So there's a lot of plans. But it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. So leaving this with you today from a special place. I love this park. Valor Park in North Carolina.